So after some comments on my video about work with Whitney, I realized that I left out some of the main reasons why her workout video is not such a good thing after all. There are different reasons why such workouts are not good. First, they are not developed by a wide range of professionals, physicians, personal trainers, experienced people in the fields of fitness industry, diet, and a lot of things. Probably some of the workouts I gave as an example are probably not the best example, but they have a very good example of why workouts DVDs such as Whitney's are not reliable and much worse. For instance, if you take into account that she has very little knowledge of fitness herself, that she collapsed in one of her reality shows episodes. She strained herself multiple times and she doesn't know how to warm up her limits and how to take out impact. For instance, in P90X and T25, you have, all those exercise DVDs have warm up routines, have stretching routines, which are very important for you to preserve your muscles, much more so when you are extremely overweight. They also warn you to consult with your physician when performing, to know that if you have a condition that doesn't allow you to do those exercises. And most important of all, they have modifications to take out the impact out of the exercise while keeping the intensity. And some of them even have lower intensity modifications so people who are not as experienced can keep up. You always see that you have the instructors, and then you have behind the instructors, usually on the left side, right side of the TV, left side of the instructors, someone doing modifications to take out the impact and making the exercise more feasible for people who cannot do high impact workouts due to to preserve your joints, to preserve your muscles and your bones. You have to understand that even though you may have lived for years with extreme weight, and even though your bones may be stronger than the majority of other people's bones, they are still brittle when compared to the amount of weight your body has. Now, you may say that bodybuilders and athletes also may have the same weight, and that would also cause damage to the bones. The thing is, those bodybuilders have muscles, and their muscles keep their bones in place and protect their bones, whereas the vast majority of obese people are nothing but a blob of fat, and fat doesn't protect you know, doesn't create resistance, and so it adds weight to the bones, and it doesn't offer any support to the bones, and so there is no, you know, not only it is increasing the impact on the bones, it is not protecting the bones. I'm not sure if it is clear. Now, I have seen Whitney multiple times in her dance classes and everything, and if anything, she is doing everything wrong. She is not reducing the impact on her, you know, she is making, I have problems on my knees, and even if I hadn't, my personal trainer always told me, you don't run, be careful, don't jump until your weight, uh, well, uh, you know, uh, I'm dying, I know, until you drop your weight down to 80 kilos, about 160 pounds, I think. I'm not sure about the imperial system. It's something like that. I think 1 pound is about 500 grams, something like that. So, anyways, um, I'm not supposed, much less with my problems that are not derived from my weight. My weight made it worse, but I had the problem even before I felt it. I remember when I was, I believe, 11 years old, and I'm really clumsy. And I was in gym class, and that's probably when most of my problems started because I had to reduce my exercise. And up until then, I didn't have any pain in my knees, and I didn't for about a year and a half. But when I hurt myself, and I couldn't even walk because my foot. I didn't break my foot, but it was so badly injured that I lived around 300 meters from the school, and it took my entire lunch break and a lot more to go back home because no one helped me at school, and I had to go to my parents on my own, and I could barely, you could. I tried to set my foot on the floor, and I could barely walk. It hurt so much. I've never hurt myself so much um, than at that point. And so my foot was swollen like you wouldn't believe. And my parents took me to the ER, and the doctor there actually told my parents, you should have your daughter checked out. I'm surprised how she had any problems at the moment. And at the time, I ran every day, I exercised heavily, I was a very active child. Uh, so it said, I wonder how she has no knee problems at this point because she has a birth problem on her kneecaps, and if you don't do anything now, she may have terrible pain as she ages. And later on, I did some other exams, and someone told me, I don't know the name of the doctor, that I could end up being unable to walk by 30 years old. Thank God. I don't believe in God, but that expression. It didn't happen so far, but I have a huge problem on my knees, and my weight only adds up to that. So with that said, my personal trainer told me, You must be extra careful, and you are running. You shouldn't be running until you drop down to 80 kilos. Um, and in your case, I probably wouldn't run until I drop down to 70 kilos, or at least gain some muscle. Because you need to protect your knees from impact. And this is why these celebrity DVDs, well, pseudo celebrities, I don't know. She's just a reality show girl, and she's quirky. She's cute, and I love her bubbly personality. But she is not a fitness instructor. She has no experience, and I think that her workout routines are irresponsible, and she is unaware of how to work out herself. Um, so she is doing everything wrong for herself, and I feel that people who are going to buy her workouts are going to injure themselves badly. Um, you know, I I am not a good example because I overexercise myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to lose weight. Just how my body works. You know, um, there's that part when I go to my parents. I know that my habits change and they get really bad, and that I gain weight. And diet only affects your weight so much. And I know that if I go back to my regular diet, I lose about 10 to 15 kilos. But after that, I don't lose unless I exercise heavily. And I know it is really bad for my joints. And I know that I shouldn't be doing that. But ultimately, what is worse for my joints? My weight or my exercising? Because as I exercise my weight out, I take out a lot of impact that happens daily to my knees. And I know that I've ruined um, you know, my weight loss loads of times because I overdid it. But at the same time, it felt exhilarating to be able to control my weight loss. And what I do, I don't recommend anyone else to do. I recommend that you reduce the impact on your knees. I recommend that you protect your joints. I recommend it, you know, most people are able to lose weight with low impact exercise. And when I could go to the gym, I would swim a lot. And it helped me a lot. I will still abuse a little bit my knees, but I'm stubborn and I want things fast. And sometimes it sets me back. And I want to avoid other people to have the same experience. And my experience is that if you don't respect your body, you are going to face the consequences. While I don't gain a massive amount of weight, and I usually don't go over a certain threshold, I know that that's not a good English. Oh, sorry. Lots of people, um, when they exercise, um, something happens. They can't exercise anymore. They end up gaining much more weight than they had in the first place. So it is important to keep yourselves from doing something that is going to ruin make things even worse. So please don't do programs that may harm yourself. And if a program doesn't have modifications to keep the impact out, if a program doesn't have a proper warm up routine. They don't teach you how to stretch. They don't teach you how to eat properly. They don't teach you how much you should be exercising your body, mainly if you are larger than me. Because, I, um, you know, um, I'm extremely overweight in my mind, but I'm probably half as big as a lot of people who follow Whitney's program. So the damage to myself and the impact from exercising or over exercising is much less than the impact on someone who is much more massive. Another thing is, um, you know, I have breathing problems because I may have some remnants of bronchitis and asthma, and I always had breathing problems. So hopefully I don't have high pressure, even though I have high cholesterol. I have low blood sugar levels, and so far I don't have any conditions except the fact that I have huge breasts and I get out of breath easily. There are people with real heart conditions and exercises were not elaborated, and you know you have Whitney is not a professional. She can't even know her own body's limits, and she shouldn't be giving advice to other people. Yes, it is empowering to be exercising. It is empowering to do your best, but you have a responsibility, Whitney. And at this point, I am addressing you personally because you know how it hurts when you overdo it. You know how bad you feel, and you know that sometimes you feel like you're going to die. You know that you don't yourself don't know what you're doing. You are so overweight because you haven't figured it out yourself. So giving advice to thousands, I don't know what TLC's audience is, but I am going to infer like some of your videos have about 500,000 views. So if you're going to influence about 500,000 people, it is a huge impact. And you can't be recommending things that don't work and that can potentially harm someone and get them to a situation that is much more harmful um, than, uh, the situation they are in. You can lead people to a real predicament. So be responsible and leave workout DVDs for professionals. They have teams tweaking and, uh, you know, making sure that their programs are safe for most people. And surely enough, they still warn people that they shouldn't be doing their programs without, you know, uh, being first assessed by their physicians. There is a lot that goes into creating a solid program. And at this point, I don't think you have the experience needed nor the credentials to put out a DVD. It may be inspirational, but guess what? You have a YouTube channel. You have a reality show, and you can show how much you exercise. You can show your efforts. You don't need to put out an exercise program that can be harmful to thousands of girls who don't know what they're doing with their bodies any more than you do. So be responsible and, you know, please take this workout DVD out of the market or get, you know, you need to get, you know, I don't, you know, there are so many workout DVDs, and it's not because you're overweight. You know, you have celebrities making the DVDs that, you know, they do exercise and they're probably doing it properly, but they don't know how to explain. They don't understand the physical impact of the exercise. They don't know what works for our body types, whether fitness instructors are more aware of the different cases, and they usually have teams behind them helping them elaborate safe, complete workouts and programs that will help people in ways that your workout can never help. I have seen some the trailer, and I can see that some of your exercises are not suitable for people as big as you, and you should be careful with the impact. And you know, stretching routines, on the other hand, can be very hard for people as big as you are. Uh, I am still at a weight that I can stretch and warm up easily. And I don't really know if your program has warm up routine and stretching routine, but I'm assuming it doesn't because at least it's not in the description, and I'm not sure how much you know how safe your workout routine is. And I do recommend that, you know, you lose some weight, you get you know, you take a course and you get some training and you learn about you know, fitness, and you learn how to teach, and you learn about different body types, the impact of exercise, and the you know, the functions of each little exercise. Because, you know, dancing is nice, and you could actually make a DVD of you dancing to music. Just don't call it a workout DVD. Just don't recommend it to other big girls, because, you know, it may look you know, it may be hilarious, it may look good on camera to have you dance and make all those hard dance moves, but ultimately it is going to be you know, to take a toll on your body, and much worse on your following, because, you know, you're a celebrity and girls want to be like you. They're not going to question whether what you're doing is safe or not. So I really recommend that you stay out of the, you know, the fitness industry as of now, until you get the credentials that you need to be able to put out, um, um, you know, a healthy program for weight loss. From what I see, you yourself aren't capable of doing so. You may teach dance classes, but from what I see, you don't know how to preserve your own body. You don't know your threshold. You don't know the safety measures that you have, and the things that you have to take into consideration um, about your weight, your body, your bones. There is so much that you don't know about fitness that concerns me. You collapsed during a dance marathon. You strained yourself more than once. So how you know how can you be giving advice to young girls on how to lose weight? I understand that you want to inspire girls, but there are other ways. You can, keep on exercising, and you can just, you work out with your personal trainer, and you make sure that when you get the things wrong, you don't cut out those mistakes, and you make sure that your personal trainer corrects you, and thusly the girls will be learning the proper form for they will be learning the proper form of the exercise, and they will know how to reduce the impact. You need someone who is a professional to be training girls, and at this point I don't think you are a good role model. So that's that. I don't want to be mean. I really think that your workout program is detrimental to not only uh, young your young audience, but mainly to people who are larger. Uh, well, actually, not larger than me, because your program is properly inappropriate for people my size as well. So I don't know. I think that you should reconsider that DVD and try to get some training before you come out with something like this. At this point, I don't think you are qualified to release um, that DVD, but it's okay. You have tons of things you can do. You can show your progress on YouTube. You can lose weight and show your progress. You can exercise and show your progress. Just don't teach people how to exercise because you don't know it yourself. That's just my point. I encourage you to keep on fighting and keep on losing weight and keep on struggling to achieve your goals. Just don't go on telling and teaching young girls how to do something that you yourself seem to be unable to manage. And before you may want to and you I know that it's probably one of your biggest dreams, be able to inspire girls into pursuing their goals and losing weight. You have to work on a program for at least a year before you know it is effective and it is safe. And you have to work out with health professionals. You have to work out with personal trainers who are aware of, I'm just repeating myself. And I know I got some emails that were a bit nasty because I know that people follow you, and I shouldn't probably have my email on my profile page, but I just wanted um, to give a good advice. It is, you know, I am not criticizing you because I understand where you're getting from. I understand that you want to help people. You just don't know how to do it yet. So I'd suggest that you learn it, and then when you figure it out, you can teach. That's my point. Goodbye, and I hope I helped you. So, bye.